winning. We about to make a killing. I don't care what you feeling. I know you wanna steal it. Want it, then come and get it. You want it, then come and get it. You want it, then come and get it. Hold up, wait a minute.
It's week 2 and the Knights Fantasy Football League was bananas. Not just because the NFL went crazy, but the nail biters, the action that was going on. And let me tell you, the talking inside of the Discord this weekend was fantastic. You can sign me up for that any day of the week, guys. But I'm super excited because, you know, each week we told you, different co-hosts hanging out with me, right? To make it very known that my football knowledge is not on their level, right? Tiki established that last week. And I'm pretty sure this one right here is going to put me to shame as well. But you know what? Let's bring her up real quick from the Nesson Network. We're the hosts of the Ultimate Betting Show. Claudia Bellofatto, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Appreciate you making time to sit here and recap a little bit of the league this week.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Well, I got to ask. I mean, you have a strategy when you went into this league with us? Like what you were going to do? Did it go out the window when the auction started?
It's actually bad because, and it's funny because I teach at Nesson, I have the Ultimate Betting Show, but we're trying to get like the women of Nesson into fantasy. So I put together this whole like breakdown of how to play fantasy football. And when I got to the auction draft part of it, I'm like, you don't have to worry about this. If you're just starting out, like you probably won't get invited to an auction league. And I didn't even know until I got into it. I texted Jared. I was like, shit. I was like, I didn't realize this was an auction. I'm like, I've never really done an auction before. So I'm watching, and who went off the board first? It was like JT, and people were just cashing out dough for it. And I'm like, I guess I'm just going to sort of follow this strategy. And then I saw that number slowly go down, but I was totally happy with who I got. So I guess for my first auction draft, I was fine with it, but really no strategy. I just wanted to make sure I got the quarterback that I wanted with Allen. I got a good tight end, good receiver. Like when I showed my buddies my roster, they're like, you've definitely done an auction draft before. I was like, no, but if you think so, that's a good sign.
Well, it's funny because we streamed a couple of the live auctions, and I swear at least 9 people every time came in, and once it started, they were like, wait, this is auction? So nice to know that not a single Knights of Degen paid attention to what they were paying for. They were like, yeah, fantasy, let's go. It was great.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
Speaking of your team, let's break it down. All right. I mean, I want to make sure we look at for not doing a fantasy auction draft before, you kind of killed it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, my bench blows, but whatever, because I've been doing okay so far. Yeah, so I definitely spent the most on Allen, which I was fine with just because, God forbid, I hope he stays healthy. But what he's able to do with his legs, like I was fine with spending a lot on him. Mixon, of course, is huge. The Bengals. See, if you haven't seen my show, you wouldn't know, but I'm like, I am a huge Bengals fan. I fell out, like I got into this bandwagon last season, and it was preseason. I got onto this bandwagon. I'm like, look at this roster. Joey B.O. so high on the team, rode it all the way through to the Super Bowl. I went down with the ship. I'm totally cool with that. And then coming into this season, I'm like on my show, hyping them up. They're disrespected. They're also in the Super Bowl. I'm the horse's fence and the Cardinals. And, you know, I was going off. Week 1, I was like, okay, they just kind of warm up. It's fine.
Yeah, you know, injury recovery. It'll take a little bit.
So I'm a little nervous. But who they can lean on is Mixon, so I'm just gonna go with that. Jacobs was just sort of, it was kind of the next guy up. Cup, of course, was one of the main guys I was targeting. MVS,
do you remember by any chance, Claudia, what you spent on Cup? Like some leagues, it was like ridiculous the amount he went for.
I know, and I'm trying to find that. I think his was, I don't know if Sleeper shows you. I think I spent more, I must have took him first. So I spent most on him, and then Allen was next. I don't know how much it
Makes
was.
sense. Yeah.
But I think it was around, because it shows you like how much they should go for. Mine wasn't too crazy over that. So I think I was in an okay region with him. And then like at MVS, I'm not too worried about that. Offense just hasn't figured it out yet. But in terms of target share, they've sort of spread out the ball a ton. So I'm not worried about that. Mark Andrews obviously was a huge get. So I'm glad I got that. Watkins was at, Landry was at, and then Cowboys defense is probably going to be their brightest spot right now because I don't have that much faith in Cooper Kupp. So I'm fine. I mean, Cooper Rush, so I'm fine taking their defense.
So, you know what? I'm glad you brought that part up. All right. So I was going to wait a little later to break things down, but so you're still sold on holding on to the Cowboys D? Don't you feel that if they're not going to perform, that defense is going to be out there way too much, giving up way too many points?
It will, but I mean, I will say when Dak got hurt, I was like, I'm going to 100% just fade them.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe the offense is just it has higher upside than we all thought it would. I wouldn't drop them yet. I like them enough. I think that, like I said, the defense is their one strong suit. So I don't think I'd drop them just because they're going to have to figure out some new things on offense.
Right. Well, again, you nailed it, especially for your first auction. I mean, you can't be mad at that team. All right. And I mean, I think people were sleeping on the Landry pick. That was huge. That was a smart play there. Was that kind of like your sleeper pick there? Like, you know what? People sleeping on Landry this year?
Yeah. I just think that was one of the teams where I didn't really know what to expect coming into the season. I didn't know what the target share would look like exactly. Where the majority of the other teams, I feel like I had a pretty good feel outside of the Packers. So sort of a sleeper, I guess you could call it that. Yeah.
All right. Well, so each week we do a little segment. I love how I say each week. For the second week in a row, we're doing a new segment. It's called Did You Get 'Em? Hold on. So the idea with this one was whoever you were up against, hopefully you beat them so you don't have to be embarrassed on the show like Tiki was last week, right? We had beat him. Yeah, you know, so but you walked away with a spanking this week. So I figured I hadn't thought this through. So do I let you then just give like your victory speech to the person you were against?
Well, I feel like I want to hear them sort of defend themselves. Like I want to see if they went wrong, if they could do it again, what they would have changed, or if it's just like, hey, Claudia, you crushed it. They could like give me my victory lap. I'll take that.
Now, I'm sure you have your sleeper app there. What did the final score end up being on yours?
I do. Yeah, I have it up. So I was 138.57 and they were 103.20.
Okay. So you
not bad.
All right. You see it here, people. She's going to hold back. Whoever your opponent was, listen, you have the chance. The show's on for the next 30 minutes or so. Feel free to hop in. Hit me in the Discord if you want to come defend yourself, but just know you lost. So come correct.
Come on. Have fun. Whoever you are out there. Pierce be with you. Come through. Do it.
There we go. The invite is out. I'm dropping it in Discord for people to join. Let's look at some of the fantasy top sleeper scores this week. We had Diggs with 44.8. Holy Jesus, that man went off. Tua. Did anybody see Tua?
Yes, I did. Dude, I did. I said this. Everyone was like, oh, he can't throw downfield. He's not going to be able to do this. I said, if you look at his numbers, actually, he is one of the better quarterbacks when it comes to being a deep threat quarterback in terms of completion percentage. He just wasn't throwing the ball downfield because he didn't really have the weapons to do it. Put Tyreek Hill into the mix. What's going to happen? What we're watching. People have been so low on him. And me and my buddies on the show go back and forth about this all the time. And I'm like, yes, it's a small sample size. But you saw Tyreek Hill after that game. He's like, he had how many touchdowns? He had how many yards? Like nobody, not even his teammates was expecting that. So to answer your question, I knew that was going to happen. Continue.
No, that's perfect because this was a conversation on a lot of our shows that we had about Tua was because remember when Tyreek came out, he was talking about he's going to be the best quarterback in the league and everybody was, shading and throwing fade at him like, oh, that's not possible. And we were like, hold on. Everybody's forgetting it was just little injuries. He hasn't had a chance. They put some weapons around this man. The team overall is pretty solid. And I hate saying that. All right, Claudia, I hate saying that. All right.
Hey, I'm a Patriots fan. So like, I'm about to buy, I love them and the Bills. So it's all messed up.
But man, what a game from Tua. While we're on the Tua topic, if there's any divisions that still have him there on the waivers, do you think he's a play or do we still wait another week to see if Tua continues this dominance?
I mean, to be honest, like there's not a ton of and unless it's Lamar, unless it's Josh Allen, the guy hurts, the guys who are doing with their legs. Like, yeah, you look at Waddle and Tyreek Hill in terms of weapons available. I would say, and Miami as a whole, there's not a lot of teams right now that seem to have every phase clicking.
Right.
And I think Miami's one of them. So yeah, I would definitely consider him.
Well, then we got Lamar Jackson. Of course, we expect Lamar Jackson things.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty dope. And I do have Lamar Jackson. Thank you very much. All right.
Okay.
Hey, you'll be excited to know I also got Burrow, though. You see, I rode the Bengals train for a bit.
Okay. I respect that. I have to say, too, Pierce be with you. He had Lamar. So he won with a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, because put more. What did Allen have?
Allen had 31.56. Jackson had 43.49. Where he fell off was Penny, who had 1.5, which sucks because he had like 18 attempts, I think. So that blows. That's the one that really hurt him. But yeah, he had Jackson.
Okay. All right. The invite is still there. You see, she's baiting you, just saying it. Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I mean, can we just look at that side alone? I mean, they might as well just said Dolphins.
Yeah.
The Dolphins. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Same round. I mean, we all saw it coming this season, right? Like it was like a big talk and proving it over and over again. How about Hurts? Were you surprised with that performance?
I mean, I'm never really surprised. I had him last season in one of my fantasy leagues. We always talk about, it's funny because like when you talk fantasy versus betting on the show, we'll have a segment where it's like, would you rather Aaron Rodgers or Jalen Hurts? Or would you rather, a Tom Brady versus a Jalen Hurts? And my buddies who aren't as into fantasy, they'll be like, oh, well, I'm like, what are you talking about? What Hurts is able to do with his legs makes him so valuable as a fantasy quarterback. Like, that's what fantasy is, to get those yards on the ground as well. So he did have a really clean game. I don't know if it's going to be as clean moving forward, just from what we've seen from him in the past, but there's potential. There's high upside, I guess we could say, with him.
Nice. All right. So before we jump into looking at some of the recap from the KFFL, let's jump into a little bit of sleeper waiver action this week.
Okay.
All right. Because let's be real. They're like, hey, Bellofatto's here. We got to get some of that betting inside. We got to get some input. Who are you looking at? If they're available right now, who's like that first target on the list?
That's a good point. I'm not exactly sure how to work with the sleeper app right now. I'm trying to see like who would be available. Is there a way to look, or this is just
actually I will open mine as well. So I know if over on the right, hit the little menu thing there.
Oh, the menu.
And then hit available.
Trending up. So is this it? Is that my waiver?
Yep. And now if you look on the right, it should have a second one under trending that says available.
Oh, sweet. Okay, gotcha.
There we go. All right. So while you're scrolling through, here's my question for you, because I want your advice. I may or may not have already put the claim in, but I need to know if I need to back out before the show's over.
All right.
I put some money on Dortch. I think Greg is doing all right. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, this man has thrown, let's see, he's caught 13.5 points in week 1, threw up 15.5 points in week 2, 4 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean,
the share's there.
Crazy?
No, the share's there. I'm trying to look at their targets right now. I don't think that's crazy. If you already put it in, I would definitely not back out.
Right?
Yeah. The share's pretty even over there in terms of targets. So I like that. What do we have? Corey Davis. Nah.
Ouch.
I'm trying to see like nobody I really want. That's the other thing too, is I have most of the guys I want.
Right. And that's the crazy thing too, because we've got 22 different divisions.
I know.
Right. So everybody's waiver wires are completely different.
Quarterbacks. Jimmy G.
But at that Corey Davis comment there, I just want to point out, all right, 16.3 points this week and 13.7 last. He's going to catch his.
No, I know.
He's going to get his reception.
I want Wilson, if anything, but yeah, no, he's not bad.
Oh, so you have to rub it in. You ready for this, Claudia? Garrett Wilson on my bench, sitting there throwing up a
Oh,
lovely
no.
30 points.
Oh.
I was like, I wasn't ready to trust Flacco yet. You know, like, all right, let's
It
wait
doesn't
till
matter.
picks
If the
up.
ball has to go somewhere, that dude's
Oh
gonna
my
dunk it.
gosh.
Damn, that blows.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. I'm sitting far away from Matt Ryan. I'm trying to look at quarterbacks just for people who like might need to pick up in case you had Lance or Dak or anyone. Staying away from Tannehill. I think Mr. Trubisky's going to be benched soon. Trevor Lawrence, not exactly fantasy, but I actually think the Jags are going to be legit here pretty soon. Mark my words.
I will clip this and we'll save it. That moment right there.
Hilliard, I wish he was healthy because I would definitely say him. He's a big red zone target. I wish I could be more helpful. I really don't love any of these guys.
Yeah. I'm looking at yours as guys right now. I'm like, yeah, no, I would hold all mine.
I don't have anybody that I'm like, yeah.
Can you explain to me why people are actually putting offers in for Cooper Rush?
Dude, they saw 1 week of him. And they're like, is he better than Dak? Like, relax.
All right. Well, that's definitely a horrible play.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's jump into the top performers of the week. All right. So first, we'll stop with the perfect lineups. These are all the people in all the divisions from the Knights Fantasy Football League that Sleeper said you got the max points possible, 100% score. Bravo, you did great.
Wow.
What's crazy is the way Sleeper does it. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Claudia. They do it to where just because you got the highest points didn't mean you get on this list. It's did you maximize your roster the right way? Not did they overperform? Did you hit that benchmark? So 179 for the highest score in that. And to think that wasn't even the top score of the week.
That is crazy. Does it show you what their roster was?
Yeah, I just didn't want to make 11 graphics to show everybody's roster.
That's fair.
So, so Flip Nasty, share your roster, bro. Great job with your ones. But we got Dr. DeCatro, Max 93, Spider 67, Sharp Shot Brian, SOB, Malandro, FF Doughboy. Oh, Doughboy. Bro, listen, I know you're hosting the show after this. All right. The KFFL After Dark. You went into that Monday night just feeling so good. Like you had the top spot and then you got robbed, bro. Robbed. So I hope you're okay for the show after that. He's not. I don't know how he's going to host that one tonight. How about the top scores? 179.4. Torsia with 183 and Jimmer 68 with 195.
Ooh. See, I want to know who like the top performers on these teams were. I guess had to be some of those guys we just talked about, right? Somebody had that.
Yeah. I mean, just ridiculous. Yeah. But so usually what I've been doing is reaching out to the person that wins that $300 prize, because top scorer every week wins $300 on top of our grand prize that obviously you're coming for. Unfair. But let's see what Jimmy had to say. Check it out. To Degen, how you doing? It's your boy from the metaverse, JiggaMan Porto. I'm coming to you live because we want to give a shout out to the man here on week 2 that just won himself $300. How you doing? He couldn't make it, so I told him I'd give him a call. All right, I just want to be able to repeat what he says about his victory. So let's go ahead and give a shout out to Jimmer68. Hey, Jimmer, you there? How you doing, pal? All right, yeah. Tell me exactly what you want me to say. All right. Team Jimmer68 is honored to be the week 2 high-scoring team. Shout out to Aaron Jones and Stephon Diggs for their huge games. And above all, huge shout out to KOD, Knights of Degen, best community on the web. How you doing? Hey, that was a great response. Talk to you later. Hey, guys, $300 every week for the highest point getter. Congratulations on week 2. Who's it going to be in week 3? I don't know. Well, that answers it. Jones and he had Diggs.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, when you're rocking 2 or 3 of the top performers of the weekend, you should
Doesn't
walk
hurt.
away with $300.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you making any moves on your roster? Are
No,
you sticking with what you got?
Yeah, no, I was 1 strikeout away from hitting my bet. I'm trying to see if it hit yet. Oh, it did. Lodolo over 6.5. We cashed it. All right, I'm good. I'm focused.
Well, I mean, now that you know you hit, I mean, feel free because I can see right behind you there. Just flip it to the Yankees game for me. I'm totally okay with that.
Oh, come on.
She said, not today. All right. So while we still got you, I know we got a little bit of time. I figured, you know what? Let's show that's a spanking. Let's show that to everybody because Ramble Rob 141 37.
Ow.
King Mac. I mean, bro, I'm not trying to throw any shade, but you might want to change your name to like Jester Mac after this week, bro. That was rough. But here, you like to see who's on the rosters.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, Stafford, McCaffrey, Henderson, Chase, St. Brown, Williams, Higbee, Judy, and the Colts D.
Mm-hmm.
You would think a team that has Brady, Cook, Jefferson, like you walking away, Ravens D, you walking away with a win. Like, you know, he went into this week feeling super good.
100%. That's so brutal. That is so brutal. Oh,
yeah,
my God.
so this is across all 22 leagues. Guys, we got to call it out, all right? I'm sorry, bro. That was pretty rough. How do you recover from that? Do you just write that up as a bad week with the squad that he has?
Well, that's the thing is you just said it. Like it's not like he had bad guys. It's just those specific teams or those players just had brutal weeks. That sucks. You got to just move on.
So bad.
Or I would probably, honestly, I'd get rid of Brady if you can. That man, and I am a Patriots fan. He was my first quarterback. I have so much love for that man. But things are not looking good in Tampa. I would not be surprised if this man retires halfway through the season.
Mid-season, just, all right, I'm out.
It is not good over there. Everybody is banged up. Like, they're picking up the next man on the street to catch these balls.
All right, listen, we'll talk Brady for a second. Do we think he already got the call from Giselle that says, I told you so?
They're living in separate houses right now. Like,
yeah.
That's not good.
She's not answering the call, right? She's just texting. At this point, she's like, I told you.
100%.
That was your choice?
Like carrier pigeons over there.
Yeah.
I was watching some, like, what is that? Tanya Harding. This is really messed up, but it just came to my head. That movie, and Giselle's out here like, all right, Godwin, this is going to happen to you. Like, all right, like Kevin. She's like dishing out these injuries to make sure. She'd be like, Tom.
She got the voodoo doll in the new place. Just
yeah. That's so messed up, but that's where my head just went. Yeah,
it makes sense. All right, so you guys heard it here. We got voodoo dolls, all right, in Giselle's house, and you should drop Tom Brady, which is crazy to say, right? I mean, it's still Tom,
I know,
but it's the team around him. I mean, you said it. People are falling down left and right, and the depth is what is lacking on that team. Which you go into, it's like, oh, it's Brady and the team. But then that depth chart, you're like, oh wait, there's the weakness.
Yeah, especially that O lineup is, and that's the thing. Like, he's not as much of a mobile quarterback as all these young guys right now, and he's old. So if he's not getting protected, he doesn't have the time to throw the ball. He's screwed.
Right, and Tom's never been your real mobile. You give Tom time, give him his 3.6 seconds so he can release that ball, and Tom's gonna do what he does.
Exactly.
But he had no time.
Nope.
At all. And I don't think even Fournette even showed up this week, right? I mean, we had a guy that a week ago looked like a beast. And we were like, I don't care how heavy you've gotten, bro. Go nuts. To wait, what happened? He didn't show up.
Yeah.
Me being a Jets fan, I can never draft Tom Brady. Like, it's not possible, Claudia. I just can't do it.
I get it. That's fair enough. Fair enough.
How about the nail biter of the week? All right. We had a lot of close games. I mean, some of them were broken down less than 5%. 127-83 squeaks away DC 1983 over ravishing Rob Roode. It was a close one. I believe it came down to
I was gonna say I need to know.
Monday night. Let me pause here so we can check them out. All right, so the winner had Burrow and Herbert. So Herbert had him smack there.
Oh yeah.
The Aaron Jones play. There it is. You can see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
When Taylor's only throwing up. Couldn't you believe Taylor only threw up 7 points? Like, that was brutal.
Yeah. I kind of saw it coming though. They're going to be a mess over there. I swear.
What else did he really score big with? Williams. All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And let's see. The rest of his
See,
roster.
I'm high on Cooks though. I do like Cooks season long. I think he's a good get. He didn't get a lot of points, but he should be big.
Yeah, and it was somebody got for cheap. People weren't spending for Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, that's because he even had Peoples in.
Yeah. Wow.
Good Lord, you score 0 and still walk away with it. Okay, all right. Listen, congratulations on your nail biter, bro. That's just ridiculous.
That really sucks for the other person who came into this like, all right, he has, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, this is.
He's like, oh yeah, no Jones in. I'm gonna wax this dude.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Wow. Oh, but you know what? He also had Mooney in there too.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Oh, you're lucky you squeaked away with that. What are you doing with your roster, bro? Get it together. But congratulations, DC.
Yeah, wow, it was impressive. Other guy had Mark Andrews too. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you lose and you got a guy who only had 0.6 points between two guys.
That's wild.
Oh my gosh. Well, real quick, I know I have you for another 3 minutes. We touched on a lot of stuff. We had a guy in the chat, Caden, the Colts fan last week, who was throwing out, should I make this trade? I'm in love with DeAndre Swift. So it looks like he's giving us an update. Just to let you know from last week, traded A.J. Brown and Ertz for Mike Williams, Javonte Williams, and Goddard.
I love Javonte Williams. I've actually been big on him. Week 1, I took his rushing and immediately regretted it because part of my handicap was he's going to be a back who's a big pass catcher. And immediately I said I should have went rushing plus receiving. And immediately I was like, oh, he's going to be really good for fantasy. So I love Javonte Williams there. That's a good game.
I mean, I think you won the trade there.
Yeah, 100%.
A.J. Brown and Ertz.
Williams, Goddard, and Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, here he goes. Caden's back with his Swift talk and just got offered D Swift and D Adams for Kupp and Jay Williams. Okay. No. I'm going to let you start. You go ahead. Take that one. Give the man some advice. Now, keep in mind, he loves DeAndre Swift.
Oh, no.
So that plays a part.
I love DeAndre Swift. And I'm telling you, the attempts in the red zone, he was number 1 first 2 weeks. Like, I am a big DeAndre Swift fan.
But do you love that trade offer?
But you can't give up Kupp. Like, you just can't.
Exactly.
Like, that alone. Yeah. And I get it. I'm a big Swift fan. And, of course, Adams. But Kupp is just too valuable.
Yeah, Caden, throw somebody else back at Adam. Take Kupp off. Throw one of your other pieces you have that you're willing to give up to have Swift. But you cannot get rid of Kupp.
3 for 2, yeah. But I would not give up Kupp. That's tough, though.
He might be my favorite player in fantasy. I just couldn't take him at 5. Okay. All right. Makes sense.
Enough. Yeah.
Well, Claudia, you killed it. I mean, it's like you're a pro or something.
Thanks.
Go figure.
I feel bad I couldn't stay for the whole thing, but I got to do it. I got 2 shows tomorrow, 3 shows. So
yeah, no, we get it. But I will tell you now, if I do hear back from the person you spanked on, I'll message you. Right? So I can share their, if they decide they want to throw some shade or take their lickings the right way. Yeah. Thank you so much for making time to hang out today.
Thank you.
I know it's my job. I'm supposed to, say good luck for the rest of the season, but I'm in this thing as well. So, you know what? I'm not wishing you any luck whatsoever. All right.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you, Degens. Thanks. See ya.
All right. Come on, guys. I mean, literally, she gave you some input. Caden, she gave you some thought there. Don't go messing around and being crazy. But you know what? Let's talk about one thing I want to do. I want to talk to Jerry Ferreira. Jerry, I saw you posted on Twitter that you're done with fantasy football. And I understand you may have your reasons, But I would like it to be known, Jerry, I'm going to take full credit for why you are retiring from fantasy football, because I beat you this week in the KFFL. So when I saw that tweet, I was like, oh, I'm going to take it. I screenshot it, Jerry. I did. I screenshot it. I may have edited it on my end that just says, it's okay, Jerry, I'm still here for you. But Jerry, you can't quit, bro. You can't. We've got so much time left in the season. You can't. You know what, guys? Let's jump into a little bit of the Toilet Bowl Awards. All right. So, guys, Toilet Bowl Awards, we got to break it down. I'm going to start off with Sleeper's worst GMs of week 2. The very worst, Canine Wolf. I'm sorry, I don't make these. All right? I don't decide who gets what, but you got a 57%, meaning you literally started a roster that just couldn't perform for you this week. Mad Sigs, 64. Sir Jack, 66%. J. Ben Knight, 22, 68. Dylan Rosie, 68. Uggs? Uggs? I don't know. Someone let me know how you say that thing. 68%. And ER Spence, 69%. Guys, Sleeper sits there and says, hey, you need to get your act together. I believe if you click on it, it gives you little pointers too, like, hey, you should not start this. You should take this person out. All that good stuff. The other one we got to talk about is the lowest scores of the week. I'm sorry, King Mac. I don't mean to, throw more shade at you, bro, right? It was already tough earlier, but 56.83, your team is still good. It was just, you cannot plan for that to even happen. Like, it's just ridiculous. Canine Wolf, 61, and Adam NSNF with a 70.57. Guys, it was another crazy week in the KFFL. Congratulations to our $300 winner. Congratulations to everybody that pulled the W's this week. How's your week 3 looking? Do you have plans? Do you have questions? Right? In about 30 minutes, 9 o'clock, we've got our new show with Doughboy and Jungle Goat. They're coming to you. It's KFFL After Dark. And it's really, anybody that wants to join, feel free to jump on, hang out with the guys, talk crap, talk decision-making. Let's find the right moves to make, because we got a big prize pool that we're going after. We got to get this thing, all right? But if you guys don't want to listen to them, don't. So then I can keep winning, because I'm the guy that week 1, they were talking, oh, look at you, horrible draft. It's okay. I'll take it 2-0 start. Appreciate everybody hanging out for another episode of the DEGEN Huddle. Thank you to Claudia Bellofatto for hanging out with us tonight. And guys, I look forward to next week. Huddle up. Talk to y'all soon. Wow.